Which incident did you consider to be an absurd hoax, but later found out to be crazily true? Many years ago, I received a letter in the post. It was a recorded delivery, and I had to sign for it to confirm delivery. I was intrigued and opened it immediately. It was a summons to appear in our local small claims court. I was being sued for £6,000. There were no details about the charges or any explanation of what the case was about other than the name and address of the complainant. I was mystified as I didn't recognize the name. Let's call him Mr. Smith. In the 3 weeks before the stated date, I convinced myself that one of my sons was playing an involved joke on me. I quizzed them all mercilessly, but nobody would admit to knowing anything about it. As the date drew closer, I determined to go to court just to find out which of my boys was the perpetrator of this rather involved joke. Court day arrived, and I went into the court building and presented my summons to an attendant, still expecting to be told it was a forgery. I was wrong. I was politely directed to a small waiting room and told my case would be called in 10 minutes. I was stunned when I was escorted into the courtroom. The sheriff asked me if I had a legal representative. I explained how I thought that the summons was a joke and I had no lawyer. He said that I could ask for a deferment to get legal advice if I choose, but he didn't think that was necessary. I sat down, still stunned and confused, but by now rather scared. The sheriff now asked the other side to outline their case. I listened in stunned amazement as the story unfolded. Apparently, some 6 months previously, I had sold Mr. Smith a 10-pin bowling ball and drilled the ball to suit his hand. I had explained to him the need to keep the ball clean of plain oil on a regular basis. Mr. Smith had taken me at my word and had left his bowling ball soaking in a bathtub of hot soapy water overnight. Feeling that the finger and thumb holes were wet when he fished the ball out of the bath in the morning, he had decided to dry out the ball. 15 or 20 minutes in the microwave should dry it out nicely. Sometime later, the ball had exploded. The force of the explosion was enough to destroy the microwave and send the door of the microwave flying upward with enough energy to punch through the ceiling and the floor of the room above his kitchen. Unfortunately, the room above his kitchen was his neighbor's bathroom. The microwave door not only punched through the floor, but punched through the actual bath. Really? Unfortunately, the poor woman was taking a bath at the time. She was suing Mr. Smith for the damage to her bathroom from the flying microwave door, as well as the water damage to her carpets from the bath full of water. She wasn't suing for the shock of a microwave door suddenly puncturing her bath, although it must have been a terrific shock. Mr. Smith was suing me for the same amount on the basis that I had sold him a bowling ball without specifically telling him not to put it in the microwave. By this stage, several people in the gallery were laughing, and the sheriff was definitely smiling. I was still worried, but feeling considerably less scared. We all sat politely until Mr. Smith's lawyer had finished. The sheriff then drew himself very straight, and without a trace of a smile, said that he was here to apply the law of the land and not to educate idiots. Case dismissed.